official YouTube channel of Dr. Abadia de David Alagayu. Today we're going to be talking about Moyugba. Moyugba, some priests, some religious priests, they call it Iyuba, and who are entitled to do a Moyugba, who are entitled to praise Orishas, what type of, can non-initiated religious people do a Moyugba, make a Moyugba if you're not initiated? Or do you have to be specifically initiated to make a Moyugba? So, that's gonna be the main part. We tried to do this live in the afternoon, but YouTube was having a couple of technical difficulties. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try it again at night on the night shift, which is my speciality, to make lives in at nighttime. And but yeah, the main the main subject here on this matter, on this life that we're gonna be touching tonight, is who can do a moyuba? Why non-initiates? Why non why non-initiates are also allowed to greet the orishas, and how respect, non-initiation, not initiation, is what truly opens spiritual connections. Because people think that most of the things that you can do in the religion, only initiates can do them. Initiate, that's how you say, initiate can do them. And there's a fact that we're going to talk about tonight. There's a topic, is that you, like in this video, you are going to learn the moyuba. You're going to learn specifically the part that we need to understand, that moyuba is a spiritual greeting to the deities. And while initiates have deeper responsibilities, every human being has the right to greet the Orisha with respect. So if you want to connect correctly, if you want to connect with your Orishas correctly without breaking spiritual laws, this life is for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Let's start by sharing the live. Hit the thumbs up, give a like in YouTube. Sombra Wo says, Iboru, blessings. Now we gotta learn English. Blessings, Sombras. Blessing. The best and most complete. Blessings, Nelson. Blessings. So yeah, guys, just remember, all schools subscribe what subscription enrollment. I'll just go with enrollment. All the enrollments are available. Enrollments for the 7 schools that I have, which is Spiritism, Palo Mayombe, Orisha, Herbs, Ifa. I have 7 schools available for you. Hey, mi amor, I love you, my beautiful wife, Reina. I have 7 schools available for you, and we're starting new classes from the beginning this month, and you are kindly invited to join our school for a very reasonable and low cost. Okay, so I also have the readings available, and I say available because sometimes I close my readings because, yeah, time is of the essence, and unfortunately we cannot do 20 things at the same time. So I only open spaces to do readings at distance for people, like 2 or 3 times a year. And yeah, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay, I muted you for the rest of the life. Haha. I only have my worries. I only have my warriors. Can I still say the Moyugba? Well, El Mune, that's going to be the main subject of this life. So if you stay tuned in the life, you will know the reasons to the why you should or you should not. So just have a little patience, get a notebook, get a pen, so you can study the content that I'm gonna give you for free in this life, and you will use it to defend yourself and connect with deities. Because it's not just about knowing whether you can or you cannot do a moyuba as a non-initiate or an initiate. It's that you need to have the bendición or yes, queen. You need to have the theories to back up why you should or you should not make a moyuba has an aleyo or agberi or ogberi non-initiated person, because then olorishas are going to attack you on the day of tomorrow. They're going to be like, why this and why that and why this and that. So Amor in TikTok says, why are you talking in English? Nice. Okay, the beautiful question. It's going to be muted for the rest of the life because you only have 20 followers and you are evidently a fake account. So, about the Moyuba. So, let's put it like this, guys. Let's put it like this. My mom says to send you and Reina hugs and kisses, and God bless the babies. My mom's Angie. Oh, many blessings to Angie, mixed queen. Many blessings to Angie. Beautiful mother. Great, great Olorisha. She used to be in one of my schools, I think. Oh, I think she still is. But guys, if you're tuning in TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and you understand English language, you're watching the live, I encourage you to like the live, share the live, and most of all, most importantly, subscribe. Come to my YouTube channel. It's completely for free to follow me on YouTube and hit that bell, because starting on January, my lives, my content, and my streams, my videos are only going to be held at YouTube. Most of all, it's perfect. So, Emoyuba, just think about it like this. Before any candle is lit, before any offering is placed on the mat, before any Orisha is asked for help, something invisible but powerful must happen first. The spoken alignment between the human soul and the divine forces of the universe have to take place. You know, telling an aleyo, a non-initiated person, that he cannot do a moyuba, he or she cannot do a moyuba just because of the fact that they're not initiated, it's like telling a Christian person that they cannot praise Jesus Christ because they're not a pastor, that they cannot pray to Jesus because they're not a pastor. It's just, it's insane. It's insane. It's illiterate, and it's disgusted how the way initiated religious people want to hold back so much the non-initiated, because we has initiated, sometimes we think we own the religion, we own the Orisha, we have power over this religion, and that is not true. We are nothing but spiritual bridges. So then they be coming up with the excuse of like, you need to get initiated so you can learn this and that, and then when you get initiated next time, come to find out that that person doesn't know doesn't know crap, doesn't have the slightest idea of what is a moyugba, 3 songs per orisha, 4 adimus per orisha, how to give obi, and all of a sudden you are here, you got initiated, sacrifice your money, all this and that and that, and then you end up in another religious house trying to learn something. Or better yet, in Dr. Davidalaggayu's life to learn. A little thirsty, sorry about that. So today I'm going to talk to you about moyugba, iyuba. Iyuba, moyugba, what's the difference between moyugba and iyuba? The ancient African spiritual way of praying to the deities. You know, if you want to understand how words awaken, ashe, how ancestors listen, and why no true ceremonies begins without this sacred invocation, stay with me until the end. Because what I'm about to share at no cost, for free, with you, is going to connect philosophy, mythology, metaphysics, and a spiritual way of life that is going to help you increase the connection between you and the Orisha and the Orishas. You know what I'm saying? What is a moyugba and iyuba? See, in African science and in spirituality, especially within the Yoruba tradition, also Congo, you know, it's just that moyugba in Congo, it's held by another name. It's called Mboa. In Malongo, you don't. Yeah, all the schools are open at this time for enrollment, registration. Registration is completely free. You just pay a month. And so that way you can start on January 5th, the 5th day of January. Well, obviously, January 5th, the 5th day of January. Sorry about that. Anyways, so yeah, you're going to learn that those schools are going to maximize your spirituality, your potential in this dimension. Because if you don't do for yourself, if you don't put some effort to better yourself, and if you don't integrate formation, you know, when we talk about integrating formation into our head, that's what we all call information. If you don't fill up your brain, your head with information, you cannot say that you are formed. Then you will be disformed. Disformed, deformado, disformed, unformed. So how can you say you are a well-formed religious person when you don't have a goddamn clue of what a moyugba is, how to pray moyugba, how to say moyugba? What's the translation in Spanish, for that matter, if you speak Spanish or you're bilingual, you see in this life, of a moyugba? This is the most important practice in this whole entire religion of Ifa, Spiritism, Malongo, is a well-constructed moyumba. I'm sorry, moyumba. Some people say moyumba. There's no such thing as a moyumba. It's moyug ga 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 ga. Moyugba. Bendición, Tatendogi. Blessings, mijo. So, prayer is not casual. Prayer is not casual speech. Prayer is activation. Obesuru in TikTok says you're talking shit like always. Yeah. I'm surprised you were able to form a complete English sentence. He probably had to Google it to, because obviously the guy's Cuban, you know. 95% of Cubans, they suffer from the same pain. And what's so fun about English lives is that I get to teach 18 years worth of studying with you guys that I have not done any English life for 18 years, that I started giving knowledge in Spanish. So I get to teach, I get to inspire, I get to guide. And at the same time, I get to say whatever the hell I want to the Spanish speakers that don't like me, because they're not going to understand shit of what I'm going to say. So, it's fun both ways. It's a win-win. I win under the eyes of the deities and Olodumare, and they feed me I share because I'm feeding your Ori, and I win under the eyes of the how do you say detratore? I don't like to say enemies because these idiots are not my enemies. Vanessa, you know what I mean, Vanessa? Now I get to say whatever I want to these dumbass Cuban people that they don't know, they don't have a clue of what true detractors. Oh, I can't pronounce detractors. I can't even pronounce that word. Let me see how you pronounce detractors. Google Translate. Google Translate has become my best friend in the past week. The detractors. Sounds like you're saying. Sounds like you're saying tractors. Detractors. Sounds like you're saying. Sounds like you're saying tractor. Okay. Allow. No, detractors. English detractors.
Detractors.
What?
Detractors.
Detractors. So it's not detractors. It's detractors.
Detractors.
Detractors. Okay. Detractors. Haters. Sanamambiche. So yes. Much love to the detractors. They have a great influence. They have a great influence in the strong character and a lot of knowledge of who I am right now. They have been an inspiration. They have had a great deal of inspiration for me. And 50% of what I am right now, I must say thank you to my few detractors. And my other 50%, thanks to my wife, to you guys, But, guys, a moyugba or iyugba is the formal, respectful way of greeting, acknowledging, and invoking the spiritual forces that governs existence. Olodumare, the Orishas, the Irumoles, and the Egungun. The Eguns, the ancestors. So think of Moyugba as an opening spiritual door correctly. You're opening you're opening a balcony. You're opening a balcony of a window of opportunities, of a spiritual window of opportunities. You don't walk into a sacred space without greeting the elders who live there. And in the same way, you don't enter a religious ceremonies without first greeting the cosmic hierarchy that sustains life, which is Irumoles and Orishas. So through Moyugba, we say three particular main points. We say who we are. We say that we're recognizing a higher authority than us. And we are saying that we are humble and alignment to the deities. So only then, know who you are, recognize your authority, and come in humility and alignment. And only then can the energy of the Orishas assist, protect, and guide the ceremony. And when you speak about this in a philosophical way or mythological, matter of fact, let's touch these points of the Moyugba before getting right into the prayer of the Moyugba. How do you pray a Moyugba? Philosophically, Moyugba teaches order. It teaches that nothing in the universe functions randomly. It teaches that the stars follows laws. Nature follows cycles. I'm sorry. Nature follows cycles. Stars follow laws. And human destiny follows spiritual agreements made before birth. So Moyugba aligns the speaker with the cosmic order. You know, with the cosmic order. And mythologically, the Moyugba reflects the African understanding that the universe is alive and relational. That the Orishas are not abstract ideas, that they are living principles of nature, that they are consciousness and destiny, living deities. And it teaches us that they listen, that they respond, and they withdraw when they feel respected, when they feel disrespected. They respond, they withdraw, they retire, you know. So speaking about this in a more of a metaphysical way or aspect, we have to realize that Moyugba activates Ashe. Moyugba activates Ashe. If you don't know how to do a Moyugba, if you don't know how to Moyugban, how are you activate your Ashe? If you don't know how to Moyugban, if you don't know how to pray, if you don't know how to sing, if you don't know how to do an ebo correctly the way it's that even before doing ebo, you have to do a Moyugba before you do an ebo. Can someone please tell me? I would like to know, I would like to learn, because I am an eternal learner. I was going to say aprendiz, but I don't know how to say aprendiz in English. I was going to say appendix. It's crazy. We're going to have a lot of fun doing these English lives. I'm either going to entertain you by teaching you a lot or by making you laugh a lot. I was about to say appendix. Oh my God. Aprendiz. I'm an eternal aprendiz, a learner. So no one in YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, you need to know Moyugba in order to activate Ashe, in order to cross that spiritual bridge, in order to connect with your warriors, your Elegwa, your Eshu, your Ogun, your Oshosi, your Osun, your Orumila. You know, in case you're an aleyo and you just have warriors, or you just have Orumila, and you don't have any other orishas received to you because you're not fully initiated, you're not crowned. How are you going to activate your Ashe? How are you going to connect your orishas? And that is the reason why initiate. This is the reason why initiated religious people, or why initiates, they lose track over time. They lose track of spirituality. They lose track of what is it called? They just lose track of purpose in their religious path. Because they get initiated, they don't open a book, they don't bother to learn a song, they don't read, they don't enroll in a valuable school, they don't do nothing. And yet they have the gut to tell you that they have so many years crowned in the religion. Well, guess what, sweetie? You have passed through the religion, but the religion has not passed through you. And just does not give you a shit. Metaphorically, you're put a shit in your head because they need to align your inner soul with your Orisha Labatori. Oh yeah, they put a shit in your head, but that ashe that they put in your head, you know what? You want some news? They put that ashe in Ori Ode, which is the external Ori, which doesn't have nothing to do with internal Ori. Your internal Ori is called Ori Inu. And if you don't form, if you do not form by integrating, yes, Susie, you will have to go into my website, dear. If you don't integrate, if you don't integrate formation into your Ori by feeding it with information, valuable information, you are going to be a deformed, unformed religious person. So you're just gonna have your Orisha has stickers. It's cute. Oh, you initiated? Yeah, I'm initiated. It's cute. Yeah, initiation doesn't give you power. Initiation doesn't give you ashe. Initiation doesn't give you knowledge. There's no such thing as I initiate you into the religion and all of a sudden a white spark from heaven comes to your head, cling, and you know, no, you have to go through the process that most of us are afraid of. You know what is the process that most of us are afraid of? It's called the process. Everybody's afraid of the goddamn process. You know, we're so focused on the results. Walking in this religion, we're so focused on the results and the things that we want that we lose track of the process. And when you really want to get to the end with good results, you need to stop your thinking on the results. You need to stop thinking on the results and start thinking on the process, because you're not going to get good results if you push your head away from the process. And people just don't want to go through the process because the process is painful. Every process is painful. I repeat, every process is painful. And I should take this speech tomorrow to the Spanish speaking community so I can give them some, you know, ethical, moral, dignity, and real religious masterclass. Process, guys. When we start focusing, then we're going to get some real. The process, what forms the process, it's knowledge. What forms the process is studying. What forms Ori is reading, because only through reading, only through studying, is that you're going to be able to integrate a well-formed formation of knowledge which is going to transform in a shed, because the only way you can receive, the only way you can feed your ashe is by integrating knowledge into your head. There's no way you can elevate your ashe by not integrating knowledge into your ori. You know, imo, irun mole, irun imole. Irun imole are the irun moles are the deities, the spiritual deities that form the whole universe. And the word imo, what does it mean? Imo means knowledge. Because a spiritual form of knowledge, it's what gave solid formation to the material things that you see in us these days, which is planet Earth. Because knowledge, although you cannot see in the world, you cannot see knowledge. Knowledge is like air. Knowledge is like air. You can't see the air, but you know it's there. You can't see the air, but you cannot live without it. You can't see the air, but airplanes will not be able to fly by not having air. Birds cannot fly if they don't have air. Now, I'm not talking about oxygen. I'm just talking about regular air. Did you know that birds wouldn't be able to fly if air wouldn't exist? Did you know that airplanes wouldn't be able to fly if air would not exist? So, yeah, knowledge is like air. You don't see the knowledge. You just have to. The only way you can exist really and feel that you're worth it, it's by having knowledge. The only way you can feed others destiny, you can feed other Oris, you can support the creation of Olodumare is by having Ashe. And the only way you can have Ashe is by having knowledge. It's just initiation will not give you Ashe. What part of this do I have to say so many times? Don't let people steal your money. I know many initiated losers. I know many initiated that are in jail, that are dead, that are living under a bridge, that are lost in the midst of the drugs. Blessings, Oya. There's many. And then I know a lot of non-initiated that are very successful. So what does this tell us? That Ashe are not only meant for those that are initiated. Because the one that gives us the Ashe is our Ori. And the only way Ori can receive Ashe, it's by getting more integrated formation, which it transforms into information. And science explains this perfectly fine. You know, words are spoken, and we speak all day, every day. And when we speak and we don't have alignment, our words are empty. It's just words spoken through a moyugba becomes carriers of creative force. This is what elders and in Erindi Logun Oracle and Ifa Oracle. Blessings, Jazz. Thank you. Jazz, make sure you follow me on YouTube, please. Hey guys, if you feel like I'm helping you in a way, the best way, you know, I don't ask for money, I don't ask for stars, I don't ask for a dragon, a lion, I don't ask for that. The only thing I ask for you guys. Welcome to my page. Yes. The only thing I ask you guys is to follow me on TikTok and make sure you follow me on YouTube, because starting January, I'm only going to be doing live on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called David. I'm going to show you guys real quick so we can get on with the live. This is my YouTube channel, Davidalaaggayu. 205,000 subscribers, and you have almost 3,000 spiritual videos at no cost. So let's continue. Let's continue, because what we're talking about today is very interesting. And I feel in my gut that a lot of people need. I feel in my gut that a lot of you need this message. I feel that there's a lot of people struggling right now. Finally, I found this theme in English. Well, in my YouTube channel, you have about 3,000 themes of this. Yes. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people now that the end of the year is coming, the year is coming to finish. You know, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of people that are not well encouraged because they are away from family, or they don't have the means, or their vibrational spiritual force are low right now, and you know, depression and all that stuff. And I feel like a lot of people need this speech. And I also, by sharing with you this information, it's gonna be like a also me feeding my ori. But without Moyugba, there's no spiritual movement. The Orisa will not listen to you without a Moyugba. You cannot feed your ori, you basically can't do nothing. You know, and Moyugba is just like learning how to talk, learning how to articulate. If you go to apply at a job, if you go to work, if you don't know how to communicate, they're not gonna give you the job. If you call your mother and you don't start talking, mother's not gonna hear you. If you call your wife, if you call your husband, if you call your boyfriend, if you call someone that you don't know on the street, if you try to communicate with someone without speaking to the person, you know, one thing is to talk. We talk all day, every day. Second thing is speaking. Third thing is to communicate. How many of us honestly will, how many of us knows the difference or have sat down at some time in our life throughout the day? And how many of us can sit down and say, damn, do I just talk all day? Do I speak all day? Or do I communicate all day? You know, Harvard uh, statistics says on a statistic they did on I don't know how to say that word, estadística. Um, estadística. Well, Harvard say last year that only 1% of the population communicates. Statistics. Thank you, Jess. And then they said 25% of the population speaks. And then they said 74% of the population just talks. And when I hear this, I just think like about me. That's why sometimes I don't even talk. Sometimes it's just better to shut up. If you don't have nothing, you know, a great mind said one time, if you're gonna talk, just make sure your words are worth more than your silence. When your words are worth more than your silence, then it's worth it to open your mouth and say what you're gonna say. If you don't have nothing productive to say, just shut up, close your mouth. Because Yale University on 1999, they did a statistic saying that 94.8 of human problems are acquired by what we say, by what we talk, by what we speak. Imagine 95% of our problems are caused because of what we say. Damn, that's, I mean, I just feel like sewing my mouth. So I can break that to 50% at least. So, what is the definition? What do you guys know the definition has a Moyugba? Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to you guys that are coming to my YouTube channel, that are actually coming from TikTok to YouTube and remaining on YouTube. So what do you guys know has translation? What is the translation you know for a moyugba? Thank you, Tata and Doggy, brother. Like the word moyugba, what does it mean in Spanish? No, not the concept. I mean the word. What is the literal translation of the word moyugba into English? Does anybody know what does moyugba literally, what does moyugba means when you translate that word? So Cookie says saludo. How do you say saludo in English? Cookie say it's saludo. It's like saying hi. Itzenia says it's homepage. It means homepage. You're gonna want to stick to the live if you want to learn some facts. Cookie says it's greetings. Yeah, because 90% of academics and padrinos, because this is the religion of the cotorra. You know, the cotorra. How do you say cotorra? Yeah, I was about to say cotorra. Man. That's cotorra. Hey, thank you. I hype it there, right? That and doggy. This is the I will say it's, yeah, this is the parrot religion. Okay. No, that's a chicken. Well, anyways, this is the parrot of a religion of the parrots. A parrot's religion. A cotorra. You just start screaming what you hear. But you see, there's a difference between hearing and listening. We barely listen. We just hear. We spend all day hearing. So Louis says, moyugba means offering praise. It has no single direct meaning. Really, Louis? You think so, Louis? Did the book tell you that? Or your elder? So I will say it means I pay homepage. Okay. So the word moyugba, the etymology of moyugba means mo. Okay, so Itania says moyugba or moyugba in English means I pay homepage, I salute, I honor, or refers to the act of showing deep respect and knowledge and reference. Okay, that's what 95% of the book says, of the literature says. But do you know that in old Yoruba dialect, you know, there's a difference between the old Oyo Empire and after the new Oyo Empire. In old Yoruba dialect, mo means I. Mo means I. You know, it's a verb it's a prefix to refers has you, has yourself. Mo means I. You with a Y and a U, not with a J and a U. J or a U means eyes. With a Y and a U and with the action on the U, you means awaken. You means to stir, to stir. You means to call forth, to call forth. You means to awaken, to call forth. Igba means moment. Igba, not Igba. Igba means moment, means time, means state. So in reality, and this is the breaking. How do you say that? This is mind breaking, and this is a message for 99% of authors, writers, professors, academics, padrinos, madrinas, the godfathers, godmothers. The right context, because when you say I pay homepage, that's have nothing to do. When you translate homepage to Yoruba, it will tell you a very different word than Moyugba. So Mo means I, you means to awake, and Igba means the moment. So meaning Moyugba means I awaken the moment, or I align the moment, or I awaken and align with the moment. That's in really reality what the word Moyugba means. It means I awaken and align the moment. Because the Moyugba is the act of spirituality activating the present moment, the present moment through reverent invocation. So Ijuba means Iju with the J, now it's with the J. Iju means face, means presence. Igba means moment, time. So Ijuba, but there's a difference between Mojuba, which is written with a Y, and Ijuba is written with the J. Ijuba means facing the moment with reverence. You know, Mojuba emphasizes the respectful greeting and acknowledgement of divine presence. And the word Jugba, Jugba, just the word Juba means to greet, to honor, to show reverence. Juba is the root action of being respectful salutation towards elders, divinities, and ancestors. And this comes from a pataki of Obatala and Itang. Itang, you know, we Afro-Cubans, we say stories, we call it patakis. But in reality, pataki means a whole another different things. In reality, the correct Yoruba term to refer to a story is Itang. But that's fine. Let's just call it pataki so we can all know what we're talking about here. So there's a pataki of Obatala, and the first time ever an Orisa did a Moyugba. So in the sacred ordum of the Dilogun of Okana Meji, the one, it speaks of Obatala before the shaping of human civilization. And at that time, you know, the story says that the earth, Ileaje, was unformed, was heavy, was silent, and that Obatala, bearer of clarity.
Bearer.
Obatala, bearer of clarity.
Bearer.
Obatala, bearer of clarity and consciousness. O sea, bearer es portador. And desire to descend and establish divine order among humans. But Obatala did not act out of pride. He didn't act out of pride. It's just that before touching earth, he performed the first Moyugba ever. That's why he's Alabalashe. He's the owner of the Ashe. And he faced the Araorum, which is the spiritual dimension. You know, now in 2026, we call it heaven. Araorum is not heaven. Araorum is the spiritual dimension. Ara is dimension, a place, and Orum doesn't mean heaven. Orum means something spiritual, something that exists but you cannot see. Sorry guys, I'm smoking and I don't want to get flagged by TikTok. And Obatala faced the heavens and invoked Olodumare, acknowledging the supreme source of all existence. And then he turned towards Ileaye and did greetings to the earth as a living mother, not as a conquered land, or not as a land to be conquered. And through this Moyugba Batala aligned heaven, earth, and destiny. Only then was he granted the title of Olofin, the divine ruler and organizer of human consciousness on earth. That's why Olofin is a title. Olofin is not a deity. Olofin is the first title that Obatala received on planet Earth. Luis Fernando screaming out loud, David in Spanish, please. Luis, for Espanol, you can subscribe to my school, brother. All the seven of my schools, all my 7 schools are in Spanish and English at the same time. You want knowledge? You want to see me 3 times a week, 1 hour a day? Come to my school. In there, I'm going to speak in Spanish, and I have a live translator translating all the class in English. Professional live translator. We have a very well educational system structure just for you guys. You can't see the class today, that's no problem. All the classes still records. You get PDF documents. You get your Zoom videos. Classes stays for the whole entire month, so you can download it as many times you want from any device. And we have 7 different schools. And if you subscribe to 2 of my schools, I will give you the singing school for free. The canto school, the singing school, the song schools for free. So that about how much are the schools? A brother or dear, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. So all of the schools have different costs monthly. Some schools are 70, some of them are 80, some of them are 90. The Caracol is 100 and something. The Palo one is 99. So no, Omodu Dua, did he do this with the help of Obatala? With Obatala did this with the help of Odudua? No, Obatala did not do this with the help of Odudua, because at the time Odudua was not even in the left testicle of his father. And excuse my French. Yes, it's asking, you have schools? Which schools do you recommend to study more on the subject, and how long are the schools? Well, yes, we divide the courses into semesters. Every 6 months, we start different courses, new courses. We're constantly innovating in the schools. I have 7 schools, like I said, and each school, classes are held 3 times a week. 3 times, hold up, my English. 3 times a week, 12 times a month. So we give 12 classes a month, because, yes, classes are live. Yes. Classes are from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Houston time. So, if you're in 1 class or 2 class, you are going to take 2 hours a day. If you're in 3 classes, you're going to take 3 hours a day. If you're in 1 class, you're going to take 1 hour a day. But classes are live, and the translator is live, and you can answer me questions in English live. Yes. Classes are live. It's just that after the class is finished, I have a person that is in charge, a Dr. Bautista. She's in charge of the cloud, the digital library. It's a cloud that's where we have all the classes stored. And the students that live in Europe, all parts of different countries of Europe. I have many students from Italy, France, you name it. Italy, France, Spain, In many of Latin American countries, they sometimes they see the class the next day because when it's 6 o'clock here, it's 2 o'clock in Spain. Attention, guys, the classes are. Oh, thank you, Isel. Isel says, attention, guys, the classes are extremely excellent. Sign up and you will not regret this. Remember, knowledge is power. Yes, it is. What is the sequence? Which school should I go? Well, Jazz, what is the part of the religion that calls your attention most? Did you like a lot just spiritism? You like spiritism? You like Palo? You like all the general context of what is Orisa, spiritism, Ifa, all in one buffet? Or you just like spiritism? Or you like more the herbs and the plants, schools? Classes are the best gift you can give yourself for Christmas. Thank you, Isel. But yes, I'll tell you what. This is my website. Take a screenshot picture. And if you visit my website, obviously after the live, because I don't want you to miss out on the information that I'm going to give you here. Yeah, Palo class is $99. If you visit my website and you go towards school section, you're going to see all 7 schools. Every time you click on one school, it's going to give you a full description, a very short synthesis, full description on what each schools, what the classes, what are the subjects of the classes of each school. So there on the website, I'm gonna answer you all the questions that you have. But yeah, if you subscribe, you will start ASAP. And trust me when I tell you, you will not be deceived. And if you don't like the classes, I'll give you the money back for the month. How about that? I always tell that to my students because I know the knowledge. We've been on those schools for 3 years nonstop. Can you imagine just to see to be able to have the organization that a school needs to have? Even public schools, they take 1 month of vacation. One no. There's no days off. There's no free days. We have been 3 years with 7 schools nonstop. And I can be 3 lives, consecutive lives, with these 7 schools, and I would not run out of information because it's just I try to study so much and be the best of me so I can give you guys the best of me because you guys deserve the best of me. Thank you, Jazz. So this Odun, it teaches Yoruba prayer. Moyugba kí wà pẹ̀lẹ́ bàbá ní ọkọ bó bá ní ọwọ́ kí àṣẹ bàbá wà ní àníkì lọ́rùn Ọbàtálá. So it says Mojuba Batala. But when you say Mojuba Ọbàtálá, you have to say Ìjà bọ́bọ́ láàyè. Ìjà bọ́bọ́ láàyè ìyá bàbá ní kò sọ ní ọkọ bá ní ìkẹ́ni bọ́. It said the messenger of the womb of earth. The real Olofin of this religion is Ọbàtálá. And on a historical point, from a historical point of view, most of the Orishas in living on planet Earth, cookies. The classes are very enriching. I have I have the support of all my students. I love it. Thank you, guys. Practically almost every Orisha was an Olofin at their own house, because Olofin, the word Olofin means to govern with laws. So if you live in your house and you're the head of household, you are the Olofin of your house. We're located in Houston, Texas, in Botanica Orisa D, which is my Botanica. It always, the Botanica and the schools are the ones that, how do you say, supports this life. patrocinan estos live. It's brought to you by Botánica Orisa de. Wait till I tell that to my wife. Yeah, the first deity, thank you, bro. The first deity to be called an Orisa was Obatala. The first deity to be called an Osha was Obatala. The first deity to be called with the title of Olofi was Obatala. Without Obatala, there will absolutely be no Orisa, Ifa, even a Gungun region whatsoever. Because even you cannot you cannot crown Orisa without the help of Obatala. You cannot do Ifa without Obatala. You cannot receive Kuanado, which is the Obe, which is the knife of the Babalao that they receive, without Obatala. So when you're born, you get ceremonies done with Obatala when you're born. Why? Because you have to do an Asheleri Machuquillo, and all of Asheleri Machuquillo for all of the Orishas initiation, it is done with the same deity, which is Oke, which in another word is Obatala. Why Oke is Obatala? Because Oke, it's born with the energy of Obatala. Oke, it's born with the Ashe of Obatala. Oke cannot be born by himself because Oke is Obatala. You know, a lot of people give coconut obi to Oge aside from Obatala. That makes no sense whatsoever. You cannot give, and I'm getting into another subject here, you cannot give cocoa to Oge, which are the horns of Shango. You cannot give cocoa to obi to Oge aside from Shango. You give cocoa to Shango, and that's the same obi letter of Oge. Because when Oge was born inside the cazuela of Osain of Shango. Now, if you told me that you do your own Osain for Oge, then I will stick my tongue where the sun does not hit. But there's no way in this world you can tell me that if Oge is born from Shango with the same Osain of Shango, it's seasoned like a cazuela of Osain with the Osain of Shango, and everything is done through Shango, and even more, the fact that it doesn't even have nothing inside of those horns because it's a completely empty spirituality, then you cannot tell me you're going to give Obi to Oge because you're giving Obi to an energy that has nothing in the space. You know, Orisa lives in a rock. Orisa spirituality descended on rocks. That's what the song, which is a song that we sing in Osain. But that song in reality, it belongs to Obatala. Oh yigi yigi odaomi, oh yigi yigi odaomi, oh yigi yigi oda, yigi gi with the G, not ki with a K. You know, Santero's like, oh, yiki yiki. No, it's not yiki 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 yiki. Nada. It's not yiki nothing. It's yigi. Y-I-G-I. Oh, yigi yigi odaomi. Oh, yigi yigi otaomi. Oh, yigi agbado kuma. Oh, yigi yigi otao. Oh, yigi yigi otaomi. So it says to be fresh has the water, prosper has the corn, and eternal has the rock. A song that it belongs to Obatala. And when you go to the mythical Pataki or history, yes. Or Yigi Yigi was a female, and well, there's a story behind this song, behind this Yoruba song. Moyuba. Moyuba is not just a prayer. Moyuba is not just a prayer. Moyuba teaches Ashe Koche, El Joy, and thank you for following, brother. Hey guys, make sure you follow my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, starting on. Make sure you follow my YouTube channel now because starting on January, I'm only going to do lives and content on my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is davidalaaggayu. So, perdón, acabo de entrar, si no he coronado. It doesn't matter if you're not, thank you very much, Yoy, man. It doesn't matter if you're not initiated CRV, you can join my schools. And yes, you have the right of learning the Moyuba. Everyone is entitled to learn how to connect with the deities. You don't need to be initiated into the religion to be able to say, to pray a Moyuba. Now, aleyos cannot throw obi. Aleyos cannot do casting, divination with obi. Ogberi, ikiobori, you know, we are for Cuban, Lukumi, we say aleyo to non-initiated. In reality, aleyo, the word aleyo comes from the etymology aleyo, which means a person that is visiting our house that comes from outside. Yo means a foreigner outside. Ile means your house. A means he or she. So aleyo means the person who is visiting our house that they come from outside, foreigners. So if I go to your house, I'm an aleyo. That's the correct Yoruba term for aleyo. That's in reality, that's what aleyo means. What is the requirements para caracoles? Yes, uh, in my Caracol school, anyone can subscribe to my Caracol school because I have a lot of initiated and I have a lot of non-initiated because Caracol, Aleyo is different than Aborisha. In my Dilogun is a philosophical way of life. You in Dilogun Caracol school, you learn you learn a lot of mentorship through the you're initiated, okay, so you're not you have no problem, you can join the Caracol school. And even if you're not initiated, I let aleyos join the Caracol school because I give too many of both. We talk about so many of both. We talk about so much about the way of life. We talk so much about the philosophy, the psychology, the metaphysic, and the ethical part of the Caracol, real deep. Erin de Lagoon, not ghetto Cuban, Erin de Lagoon, where, oh, don't wear black, this girl envies you, you have problems with your mother, your husband te está pegando los tarros. The typical low quality, extremely low quality of Spanish Caracol. No, not in the Caracol school. In that Caracol school, if you just one class of Caracol school, be like, this is my place. Not even the full month. The first class, you are going to really love the Caracol school. And most of the people, most of the students in Caracol schools, they're like 30 or 40% men, but most of them are women. Most of the students in my Caracol school are women because I try to make a lot of the emphasis on women that they are has men's, or even more entitled than us, the men's, because the real owner of the Rindilogun are the women. Matter of fact, the Rindilogun spirituality is feminine, not masculine. So women are the real ones that are supposed to be casting with the Rindiloguns is women. And I have been teaching this to the feminine religious, the religious women, and not religious, because to learn to cast with Erindilogun, you have to be initiated. But to learn Erindilogun, you don't have to be initiated. I know many students in my Erindilogun schools, they're not initiated, and they use Erindilogun classes, my Erindilogun classes, they use it for motivation, inspirational, learning a bow, way of life, way of thinking. Lola, do you believe that women should work their own pot in palo? I was told that some tatas don't allow it. Well, definitely the woman can work palo mayombe. Palo mayombe will not exist if it wouldn't be because of the presence of the woman. Luis, hello, what is your name? My name is Dr. Oba Oriate David Aggayu. My website, to know a little bit more about me and my biography, Blessings Alejandra. It's davidalaaggayu.com. My Instagram is davidalaaggayu. My TikTok, my YouTube is davidalaaggayu. My Facebook is davidalaaggayu with 220,000 followers. And I have a business Facebook page with 440,000 followers. And I'm all over LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google. And this is the purpose for my English life, this new life that I'm doing, videos, content, this new content that I'm doing, bringing it to you in English, because I would like for the English community, I want to meet, I want to interact, I want to, how do you say that word? I want to reach out to the English community, to the English speakers community. Because I was the first one that started doing lives when Facebook came up with lives 18 years ago. I was the very first Spanish speaker that started with lives on social media with religious streaming. And I have about 18 years worth of knowledge to give to the English speaking community. See, English is getting good. Oh, not good enough. This is my fourth life so far, but trying to hang on. I'm trying to hang in there. But yes, guys, moyugba. So yes, whether you're initiated or not, whether you are initiated or not, every human being has a mouth, a destiny, and the right to greet the forces that sustain life, always with respect and awareness. That is why every human being it's entitled to learn the moyugba and pray the moyugba to their orishas, to your warriors. I have prayed. Yo le hago una moyugba orula. I give a prayer to a rumila. I'm not a babalao. I'm an obaoriade, which is the highest priest in Orisha. Babalao is the highest priest in Ifa. Now, see, I do not cast obi to Orumila. Yo no le tiro el coco a Orumila. Yo le ofrezco. I pray the moyugba to Orumila. I pray the moyugba to Orumila. And I just locate obi to the Orumila. But I cannot throw obi to Orumila. Yes, I do reading in Palo. Hyper the read. If you're not a babalao, you cannot cast obi to Orumila. This is something, this is something that have been Give me a second. Okay. You see, this is it is untruth. It is a lie. If you're not initiated, you cannot cast obi divination. I will says maybe not in Lukumi, but it says yes. No, I will. As a matter of fact, the people that started doing this in Cesar is only certain lineages of Kebula in Oyo, Katamoda in Abokuta, 2 or 3 lineages about 5, 6 years ago. I know what I'm telling you, brother. They started telling people they can do Obi cast divination to a Rumila just with the hand of Ifa, just so they can receive the hand of Ifa. It was like a marketing, tactical marketing way. Now, this day, 90% of the people, when it says, because a repeated lie becomes a truth. When you receive your hand of Ifa, which by the way, it does not exist in Isese, because Mano de Rula, hand of Ifa, in Isese, it does not exist, this ceremony. They came up with the ceremony 10 or 15 years ago to get more, in Isese, you have Asentaye, you have Ikosedaye, and then you have Ifa. Well, brother, according to one day Abimbola, according to Popola, according to Tojin Falola, all these doctors, that all of them are live, all of them basically are the fathers of, it says, a modern tradition. According to Falakun Fatumbi, I can mention you like 20, 30, 40, 50 authors out of the top of my head. Anthropologists, my elder is their elder humbly. Well, just because your elder tell you something doesn't mean that it's true. Most likely your elder have not read 500 books, and that's the thing that we say, my elder. If you want to listen to your elder, what you're telling me is the truth. Is the truth within the house of your elder, but only in the house of your elder. If your elder, a Nigerian elder, or your Yoruba practitioner, he says a practitioner tells you that you can, has an aleyo, has an Aggayu, not initiated, you can give obi to your Henoifa, then that's fine. It's fine for you, and it's your truth. But you cannot impose the truth into other people and generalize this concept, because I know thousands of lineages, hundreds of lineages and thousands of Isesa practitioners and Nigerian born in Nigeria, Isesa practitioner, that they will tell you to not give cast obi to your Henoifa, because you have no authorization. In Nigeria, some kids train and even work with it before initiated. One thing is to train, to learn Ifa, and the other thing is to ask obi divination, is to cast obi to a deity. When you understand the story behind the obi and how obi was born and what does obi has to do with odu, and why the most important deities in the religions, their names starts with an O, then you will understand why and Aborisha aleyo cannot throw obi to Orumila just because they have the hand of Ifa. Neither in Alpha Q1, neither in Sese, neither in any. The reason is why obi it's a limited oracle that can lead to more complex. No, I will. Actually, Obi is not a limited oracle. Actually, Obi was the ancient oracle that gave birth to Erin the Lagoon, and that after gave birth to Ifa divination, and that after gave birth to the Mina divination, because the oldest oracle in the whole entire continent of Africa, it's Obi, which the modern Yoruba got it from the Benin tribes, and the Benin got it from the Congo. That they used to name it Ensa, Amba, and Longo, and Chamalongo. And now there's some people call it Yamputo, Chamalongo, whatever. The fact that, and you can find that in this book from Davidson, African History page. And look how old this book is. In the Congo Basin, it tells you here, on page 135, second chapter, and it explains to you there how Ifa divination, the name of the Odus Ifa was born from the name of the Oduns of Erin the Lagoon. And the names of the Odun of the Erin the Lagoon was born from the names of the position of the Obi. And the names of the position of the Obi, the main principle of the Obi figures, was born from the deity of divination. Who is the deity of divination? The moon. The positions, the different positions of the moon are those that represents the different position of the Obi. And from those main four positions, that's for the first four letters of the Obis, figures of the Obis existed. And then from those four positions of the moon, another four positions came, because in reality, Obatala owns so much the moon that the moon has 8 positions. It doesn't have. Does that mean that it's feminine? Yes, indeed. The moon is feminine, Obi is feminine, Erin the Lagoon is feminine. So that's why in Erin the Lagoon, it exists eight, eight, eight feminine Oduns that gave birth to 8 masculine Oduns. But then to go deeper into that, that's where we have the school of Erin the Lagoon. So anyways, Moyugba, let's get back to Moyugba. Orisa Odu is feminine. Yes, I will. We'll fight about this later on. I'm going to keep talking about the Moyugba. Another day, I'm going to spice up a little bit some Isese and Lukumi context, and we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with a lot of respect, because I respect when I get respected, and I pay homepage to whoever also honors me. And I love to friendly fight knowledge with brothers and sisters, as long as there's no disrespectfulness in the middle. But this English now that I'm doing all this English content, I'm going to bring out to social media, to the English speaking community, so many controversial things that are being said wrong on the religion by the English speakers. I have seen so many. Community is how we all learn. Yes, I have seen so much misleading information from the English speaking community from the English-speaking religious people lately, that that was what mainly motivated me uh, to get out of my comfort zone, because reality speaking, English, Spanish is my comfort zone. So you can bring other religion to the next level. I, I was the one that revolutionated the religion in the Spanish community in the siglo 21, and I'm going to revolutionate. I'm going to spice up. Mark my words, guys. I'm going to re-evolutionate the religion with true, deep, backed up knowledge, Orisa, Malongo, Palo Mayombe, Spiritism, and Ifa, starting now and forth on the English speakers community. I'm gonna speak to you all those how do you say, all those polemic subjects that I have touched throughout 18 years, about the presence of the Babalao and the Olorisa, and the importance of the Bauriate, and if Oshameyi can give birth or not, and about women sacrificing an animal. So many stuff that I have spoken about in the last 18 years. That's where, and when I start hitting social media with Palo Mayombe in English, thank you, Doris, 21st century. When I start hitting the public with Palo Mayombe in English and Spiritism and Ifa, you guys are gonna be like, where has this crazy dude have been hidden all my life? Well, I have not been hidden. I have always been in the Spanish community. It's just that, sadly, social media algorithm works in a way that if you see English videos, they will only show you English content. If you see Spanish video, it will show you only Spanish content. But I'm here to blow your brains out. And whoever knows me, my students, my old followers that are bilingual, that speak Spanish, they know I can blow some brains out. So now the story repeats, but in English. Ahora se repite la historia, but in English. So yes, it's normal. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of English detractors uh, for the next months to come, because just give it like 2 or 3 months. They're gonna start coming out like little roaches. Psst, little roaches, little bilingual English-speaking roaches. They're gonna start coming out like ants, crazy ants. Yes, Ashe, yes, Ashe. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go all out with English in 2026. But yes, the thing is that I'm gonna be doing this on my YouTube channel. The only thing I'm gonna be uploading in TikTok and Facebook reels, little 30-second reels. Starting 2026, my content is going to be only my streaming, my long videos is going to be only on YouTube. I'm going to concentrate only on YouTube. It's the only long-term worthwhile social media. You know, Jazz, they have closed me 2 TikTok accounts. They closed me one TikTok account with 544,000 followers. 544,000 followers 2 years ago. And they locked and banned my present account that has 157,000 followers on TikTok. I haven't been able to use that account since September, since my birthday on September. And now I'm doing content on TikTok on here, my Botanica page. This is my Botanica page. This is not my page. My real page in TikTok, I'll show you my page in TikTok. This is, you know, yeah, I want to show you my real page in TikTok. This is my page on TikTok. You see? And when you click here, that I'm following one person, it shows that the only person that I'm following is obviously my Botanica, which I'm live right now. But I have the account locked out. Every time I keep trying to go in, and I'm trying to hire somebody from Fiverr that have stole my money. These Hindus and African people keep stealing my money. I have tried to hire um, hackers, but no one is able to help me to recover my account. They have not closed the account yet, but it's just TikTok tells me that my account is locked out, that I cannot log in my account. And I have sent many dozens of emails, and it keeps telling me that my account is not flagged, that I haven't violated any community guidelines, but it just tells me your account is locked out. So honestly, I'm tired of TikTok, guys. Tired of TikTok. I'm just gonna do my content on YouTube starting 2026, and that's it. That's to the it. So my YouTube channel is this one. YouTube channel is called David. Take a screenshot picture. Take a screenshot. You see, it's even verified and everything because I have the YouTube flag. Davidalaaggayu. So when you subscribe, just make sure you press this subscribe button again, and you hit the notifications, the all, so you can receive all notifications. Yeah, I'll show you guys on TikTok because I have this thing in the middle. You guys probably don't see this. You see? Davidalaaggayu. So I'm trying to set a goal of getting to 1 million followers eventually in the next 5 years on YouTube. And the only way I'm going to reach that goal is if I stop streaming in all social medias and I obligate everyone, if they really want to see my content, the real knowledge, the academical side, the educational side of the religion, and not the gossiping, screaming, that crazy stuff that we see on social media, the religion, come to my YouTube channel. And aside from that, in YouTube, I already have 3,000 videos, educational videos at no cost. It's just that 90% of those videos are in Spanish. I only have like 20, 30, 40 videos in English in YouTube right now. But those 20, 30, 40 videos that I have in English content on YouTube are going to change and transform you in a positive way on how to think and practice this Orisa, Palo Mayombe Spiritism, Ifa religion. Trust me when I tell you guys. It's haters probably reporting you. Oh, of course it's haters reporting me. I know that. But that's why, I'm only doing lives in the other social media platforms just to try and promote my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to pull people to my YouTube channel. That's the reason I'm here in Facebook with 5 people connected. On the page that has 500,000 followers, 5 people connected. But I don't care if it's 1 people, 5 people. And in YouTube, I don't care if it's when you have had 7,500 people connected on a live, it gets to a point where numbers don't matter anymore because you've been there. You already enjoy those high numbers. You already, ya tú te puedes dar el lujo de decir que tú lo pasaste. You already lived it, Found and follow on TikTok and looking for a YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Jazz. You're gonna love the content. Thank you very much. And hopefully I can see you in my Dilogun school. Try it for a month. You're gonna love it. I guarantee you. So yeah, guys. That's why I'm here with you guys. And I don't mind having 5 people. Because you know what? In order to have more than 1 million followers all over across social media, I have over 1,200,000 followers. In order to get here where I am right now, And I still have a long process more to go because I haven't even gotten to halfway to what I really want to conquer in the community and in the spiritual world and the religion. In order to get where I am right now, I started with one follower. Like on Instagram, I have only one person only connected to Instagram right now. So it's all right. Doesn't get me depressed. It doesn't erase who I am or what I've done or what I know. But yeah, they do try to silence me a lot on TikTok. Question: if we have Mano Dorula, is that considered being initiated? Well, you are initiated in Mano Dorula, but you're not initiated into the religion. Because to be initiated into the when to be initiated in the religion, you need to be crowned with your Orisha. I mean, you have Manorulas, yes, you're initiated into Manodorula, but you don't have any Orishas, any other Orishas. You cannot, sacrifice an animal. Hyper Reda says you should post. My back is killing me. You should post on Reddit about your English speaking lives. There's there is people overseas that practice and speak English. I actually have a Reddit account. I have never used it before. I have like 100 followers or 50 followers on Reddit. I have 14. I'm all over social media. I have 14 accounts in different social medias. I have LinkedIn, I have Twitter, I have TikTok, which I can use right now. I'm on my Botanicas page, my Botanicas TikTok account. I have Facebook, I have Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. I have Google, I have LinkedIn, I have Pinterest. I even have followers on Pinterest. Um, yeah, I'm all over the place, man. I have Twitch, Wikipedia, all over the place. All over the place. So, yeah, when we speak of Moyugba, we wake up our celestial community, which is called Ara Orun. When we pray Emoyuba, we wake up our celestial community. Ara Orun literally means the inhabitants of heaven, or the inhabitants of the spiritual dimension. Because Orun, like I said in the beginning of the life, does not means Orun does not mean Orun doesn't mean heaven in the Euro central European concept of heaven, as they see heaven up there. When we give Obi to Egun and Obi to Orisha, we must look down. We're giving Obi, that's why we look down. We don't look up. Because for us, heaven is not up there. Heaven is down there. You guys understand now where I'm coming from, how beautiful the religion is, and when we start speaking about this concepts, how beautiful it is. Olodumare, the supreme source, the Irumoles are the primordial. I don't know how to pronounce primordial. Did I pronounce it primordial? Primordial. Because I want to pronounce it right. Okay, can you say it?
Primordial.
Primordial. Okay, so it's not primordial, it's primordial.
Primordial.
Irumoles, thank you guys for following me, for following here the TikTok account. And if you guys can just also follow me on YouTube, that would be great. But yes, I'm gonna help life every day I'm gonna do lives every day on TikTok, every day. TikTok, YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, TikTok, YouTube. And if you want TikTok to let you know where I'm live, I'm gonna do another live tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be a very interesting live. So yeah, Olodumare is the supreme source. The Irumoles are the primordial divine intelligence that gave existence and energy to the earth, and the Orisha, in their celestial state, enlightens ancestors who have completed earthly cycles. So what does this mean? Is that Ara Orun is a realm of order, memory, and blueprint. So everything that will exist on earth first existed in Ara Orun, has an idea, a pattern, and a destiny. Idea, pattern, and destiny. Oriode, Orienu, Oriese. So nothing descends to Aye without passing through Ara Orun first. And tomorrow I will probably or possibly speak to you about the 9 different heavens, the 9 different Ara Orun state. Some of them are said that there's 7 different skies, others says that there's 9 different skies, and we will clear that path tomorrow. This is why, no ceremony can function properly unless Ara Orun is first acknowledged. And the only way you can acknowledge Ara Orun is through a Moyugba. Is through a spiritual prayer. Aleyos, Agberi, Ogbori, non-initiated people, non-initiates can offer a mojuba to the Orisha. You cannot cast Obi divination. You cannot throw cocoa if you're not initiated. But yes, you can offer a mojuba. You can pray a mojuba to an Orisha, and you can pray a mojuba to the Orisha by having an igba with water in your right hand and a cocoa in your left hand. You can pray Moyugba to start off the day. Because one of the deepest misunderstanding in prayer is that the idea that humans command the divine. And in Yoruba cosmology, Moyugba is not a request. It is a request for permission to request. There's a difference between request. There's a difference between request to permission. A request. The request to permission to request. So when a priest performs Moyugba, they're saying to Ara Orun, I recognize the celestial order. I recognize who arrived before me, and I recognize that I'm sorry. I recognize that what I seek on earth must first be approved in heaven. And without this acknowledgement, spiritual actions remain trapped in Ileaje, the earth, because they get limited, unstable, and incomplete. That's why it's so funny how you see all this non-initiated and all this initiated religious people in the religion. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you for the support, brother. I see all this initiated people in the religion. They don't know a goddamn clue on how to say the first 3 words of Emoyuba. And I'm like, how do you Why are you screaming to the cuatro vientos? You screaming de tu pecho that you have 4 years, that you are the la rama of la pimienta, and that you have 20 years. So what if you have 100 goddamn years? You don't know what are you doing. Whenever you have a problem, you need to go and see who knows where that probably knows less than you, because deities will only recognize you if you do a moyugba to them. We need to learn the moyugba. And I'm amazed how many godfathers and godmothers do not appreciate and give valor to their godchildren, and godparents do not teach the moyugba to their godchildren, whether they're initiated or not initiated. Godchildren need to know their moyugba, because that's the. You see, I give you warriors now. How are you supposed to attend your warriors? How are you supposed to talk to your warriors? Where can we find your study material to learn more you about my godparents didn't teach? Yes, my study material is available in my official website, which is the same website to subscribe uh, to my schools, and the same website where you get the readings. So I only have one website, which is www.davidalaaggayu.com. On that website, I have published 47 work of literacy. I have 47 books written. I have 7 schools available. I have readings available. You guys can separate your spot, and many other things that you guys can all get in one place. My only one official website, which is davidalaaggayu.com. You go to that website, you visit my website, you try to explore a little bit on that website, you're going to see a lot of good things. All of my books, all of the schools, they all have an explanatory introduction. And out of all my books, I have 10 of them available in English. I have 47 published work of art. And out of those 47 books published, I have 10 of them that are indeed in translated into English. Because most godparents do not want their godchildren to learn anything, so they can keep going to them for everything. Yes, that's right. And that's one of the main problems in the religion, and that's what people don't get it. People don't understand. People don't want to understand. I think that people do understand, but they just don't want to see reality. They just, it's kind of cold in here already. People don't people don't want to see reality. People, it's like that man that his woman don't want to be with him anymore, and she's mistreating him all the time, and he doesn't want to accept the realities that there's no love in the relation anymore. Why do some elders not crown certain Orisha? Because of a lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. Unfortunately and sadly, 90% of the elders suffer. They all suffer from the same condition, if we may call it, which is ignorance, lack of study, lack of knowledge. And they feed from a fictitious concept that no one has these days. Let me see, how do you say ficticio? Ficticio, how do you pronounce it? Fictitious. fictitious. I think I pronounced it right.
fictitious,
Fictitious. There you go. I pronounced it right. They all feed from most of them. Most of the others these days. Most of them, 95% of them, feed from the same fictitious uh, concept of what they call humbleness, humbleness. Tell me one elder right now, as of today, 2026, about to be 26. Tell me one person, one elder that is humble. Because as far as I know, and as far as I'm concerned, the older they get, the pain in the ass, the more of a pain in the ass they get. That's usually how it works. But now fake humbleness, it's what sells the most. How many people do I have? Fake humbleness, it's what sells the most. So I fake that I'm humble, and I try to act like I'm humble, and then when I have you in my house, then I and tighten the screw. None of them are humble. You get mistreated, you get preferences, you get not fair treatments, you get screamed on, you get, oh my ahado, I'm calling you because I had a dream with you last night that you have to give it on board. What type of shit? What type of time? What are you talking about? What do you mean I have to give it on board? So now, if I have my spiritual egos, mi cuadro espiritual, so my egos doesn't talk to me, and my egos decide to get out of my spiritual cuadro espiritual, my spiritual white table. My egos decide to leave my house at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to your house and tell you that I have to give it on board. Really? Really? I've seen all this little TikTok lives. I mean, not to undermine anyone, but all this, young kids these days, they all on TikTok. They all, doing content. I'm sorry, and most of them. Now, I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of them are my madrinas this and my padrinos that, and 95% of them don't even speak with their elders, whether they disrespected their elders or the others or their elders disrespected them. Most of them find out that the elders were scammers, that their madrina, their padrino, initiated them just because they hired an oba, not because they had any type of knowledge. Because the only reason an elder can initiate you is because they call us an oba. An elder cannot initiate you because if the elder doesn't have knowledge, if the elder would have knowledge, they would have initiated you, them guiding the ceremony. But when you see an elder, a padrino, a madrina that calls an oba oriate, a high priest, that's because how is the others going to teach you how to moyuba if they don't even know how to moyuba themselves? Ask your padrino what is the moyuba. Hey padrino, can you teach me the moyuba, please? Just don't tell him to give you the moyuba. If not, he gonna kick your ass out. He's gonna be like, "¿Por qué esa falta de respeto? You're disrespectful. You know moyuba." No, just tell him. Just try to be slick. Padrino, can you pray? Can you pray a moyuba? I want to hear you praying a moyuba. He probably gonna come up with one of those. O es secreto. Es secreto. ¿Qué es secreto? ¿Qué es secreto? No seas tan descarado, bro. ¿Qué es secreto? What are you talking about secreto? Moyuba secreto. He probably gonna pull one of those es secreto. Same old story we've been hearing for the past 200 years. When they don't know what they're talking about, they'll be like es secreto. Yeah. Secreto. Yeah. I'm going to push y'all out there on the spotlight. All y'all out there. Because 99% of all of y'all don't have a slight clue. Don't have a slightly clue of Orisa, Palo Mayombe spiritism, and Ifa practices. Especially Orisa. Especially Orisa. You know, it's amazing how, it just amazes me how we all talk about our madrina, our padrino, and I just don't know how can you call yourself a madrina or a spiritual guide if you have no spiritual knowledge within you. How is that possible? Can someone explain that to me? You know, at least a pastor, a priest of a church, whether it's Christian or Catholic, can call himself priest. At least the guy know the goddamn Bible. But how are you gonna call yourself a madrina or padrino if you don't even know a moyugba? Good night, Patricia. Blessings. Patricia, I don't like. Let's hit a thumbs up in the live, guys. If you can please give a like in YouTube, share the live. So you know what I'm saying? Padrinos, madrinas. I should dedicate them a small life, small 1 hour life, half an hour life. Man, just a 10-minute video. With a 10-minute video, I'm gonna put all these people on the spotlight out there. They're gonna start flying like roaches. No, don't talk to me about no padrinos, lineage, madrinas. Nah, don't do that. Talk to me about a book. Talk to me about literacy. Talk to me about real tangible knowledge. Talk to me about the knowledge that your padrino or madrina taught you. What results have you gotten in your life? Because knowledge equals results. If knowledge does not equals positive results, then it will be no knowledge. Then it's not information, it's deformation. And that's the issue in the religion these days. I saw this. The elders, padrinos and madrinas, they have to hire an oba, not because they have to. I don't call any oba in my house. I have more than 17,000 godchildren, and I have initiated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people into the religion, and I have scratched more than 3,000 heads. And when you come to my house to get initiated into your Orisa, and I'm going to be your padrino, and my wife is going to be your second godmother, your Yubona, I don't call no Oba to come to direct the Orisa ceremony in my house. Why am I going to call an Oba if I am an Oba myself? For the Oba to come and for me to end up teaching the Oba on how to do the things correctly? Recibir San Lázaro, they call the Oba. Yeah, of course, especially for San Lázaro. On Monday, I'm going to do an English live on Obaluaye Asohuano in remembering, in honor of that day that for Cubans, Afro-Cuban Lucumí traditions, they celebrate Obaluaye's day. Which we all know San Lázaro is different from Obaluaye, and Obaluaye, as a matter of fact, is a different character from Asohuano. So I have many lives and live streaming and videos of Asohuano in my YouTube channel, but in Spanish. Now, for the first time, I'm going to speak about Asohuano in English. December 17, Wednesday at 9 o'clock p.m. That's where I finish my schools. My schools are Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, because I teach on 7 schools. Now listen to this, guys. January 1st, on January 1st in my YouTube channel, it's where I'm gonna take out the letter of the year of the prediction of the Orishas throughout the Arindilogun, the Dilungun. This is a tradition. I've been having this for many years, and I give the official and by everyone, 95, 99% of the people, they have said that my predictions for the world view are the more exact ones out of all the religious people, Orisha, Ifa, that they, the 1st of January, social media gets full of the letter of the year interpretations, and many guys, many priests, and many, well, I always do an official interpretation of the Odun Ifa for the year. And I take out the official letter of Dilogun, the Odun of Dilogun, but not from Ifa, from Dilogun, of my Dilogun, that I do a cast on the new year world. And so as of now, I have gotten a 95% of accuracy. Lo menos que te enseña en esa posición. January 1st, one of the best life that you do always have marked in our calendar. Ashe, Isel, Ashe, by all means. January 1st at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Tune in my YouTube channel. YouTube channel. So yes, guys. Let me ask you guys a question. What do you guys want me to do a live tomorrow on? What do you guys want the live streaming to be about tomorrow in English? Come on, aprovechen. Take advantage of the question, because I am going to consider all suggestions. Like for my life to be about tomorrow. You want me to keep talking about this? You want me to come out and pray the Moyugba? You want me to talk about spiritism? You want me to talk about Palo Mayombe? You want me to talk about Ifa? You want me to actually talk about Orishas? You want me to speak about Dilogun? Yes, school enrollments, and to get my book and a reading with me, and to enroll in our schools, it's at www.davidalaaggayu.com. That's my official website. Yep, you got it. I put the website for you guys on Facebook, because I haven't had the opportunity to put the. So in YouTube they said spiritism, others say Palo Mayombe. So yes. Okay, guys. So that will be all for tonight. See you guys tomorrow. Tune in at 9 p.m. Houston time. Tune in tomorrow. I repeat, 9 p.m. Right now in Houston it's 12:28. Right now it's 12:30 a.m. So tomorrow, just look at the time. If you're ahead of my time, before of my time, and just know that tomorrow at 9 p.m. on my time, I'm gonna be doing a live. But tomorrow's live is going to be through my YouTube channel, and I'm going to speak about Palo Monte tomorrow. I'm going to speak about Palo Mayombe tomorrow. This is my YouTube channel. Take a screenshot picture so when the live streaming finishes, you can come to my YouTube channel. And my website, I'm going to show you right now, right quick. This is my official website, www.davidalaaggayu.com. So when you get here, you scroll down, and this is my books. And then when you scroll to the side, you have the schools. And when you scroll to the sides, you have the readings. And you can keep scrolling. But here on the schools, you press here, and there you're going to have Spiritism School, Palo Mayombe schools, aleyos, and santeros mixed all together. This is the herbs, the plantas, the herbs school. This is the caracol school. This is the caracol school. This is the secret of Osha. So this is the only school, Escuela de Secreto del Cuarto de Santo. That is the only school that you have to be initiated, because in that school, I teach all the santeros, the olorishas, santeras, madrinas y padrinos. I teach them all the secret within the Ibodum, Ijarabodum, which is the secret inside the room of Orisha, how to come an Orisha, the Osunleri of all Orisha, the Asheleri of all the Orisha, the previous ceremony of all Orishas. So that's the only school where it requires you to be initiated. The rest of the school, you can join any of the schools or as many of the schools as you want. This is the singing school. And all of my schools are bilingual, Spanish and English, guys. We speak about Orisha, and I go deep, really deep, with academical and literature, backed up literature, um, about the truth of the spirituality of the Orisha. The the life that was just held tonight and the life that I did yesterday and the day before have been three of the most amazing English speaking spiritual Moyugba, Orisha, and Spiritism life that I have done. You can find this live, the whole entire streaming recorded. Today we did a live of 2 hours. We've been connected for 2 hours and 8 minutes. Yesterday was 2 hours. The day before that it was 3 hours, because I'm used to long-term context. You can find it at my YouTube channel. This is where all the life, Moyugba, spiritual awakening. This is a very powerful. You need to see this life. Spiritual awakening, how to develop spiritual guides. This is a very nice life. This life that I did, how to find your destiny, how to find purpose in life, it's a hell of a life. This one that I did, spiritism and medium practices. So, I'm not getting a lot of views in English because 95% of my followers on that channel, the YouTube channel, they are only Spanish speaker. But when you go to popular, that's where you're going to see, look at my videos, 215,000, 166,000, 137,000. How to make a cardero espiritual, 136,000, 118. So my videos we have more than 20 million views, more than 30 million views in my YouTube channel, you know? But right now I'm going to focus my attention in teaching, guiding, motivating, inspiring the English speaker community, religious, whether you're on spiritism, practice. I'm going to do that from now on. I am committed to you guys. See you guys at my schools. See you guys in my website. And if you subscribe tonight, I will see you next week in my schools. Check out my website. I have 47 literatures published. I have 47 books that I have wrote all over from Ifa, metaphysics, um, geomancy, secrets to align Ori, secrets of divinations, spiritism, elderly spiritism, real practice. I have 8 books of Erin the Lagoon, 3 books of Ifa, 2 books of Palomayombe. I have a book on Abiku to save the babies, to save the world. I have more than 10 books of Ebo. That's one of my specialties. How to cast, how to make Ebo. Let me take this up. I'm hot already. And just check out my website, davidalaaggayu.com. There's a brief description of everything that's available on my website, all the books, all the schools, the readings. Just make sure you read where you click on my website so you can be very well informed about what you're seeing. Many blessings. Un abrazo, un beso a todo el mundo. Thank you for the support, guys. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you guys, are giving me your holy time with you guys are giving me the opportunity to share with me your most precious gift from the Orishas, your most precious gift from God, your most precious direct the spirits, your most precious gift of life is time. Eni oko ni oko bacha kabadala gigi mo. Niko bawala gigi ko Yoruba dani oko boni baye. Boni wa ifa, woni ba ife. Woni la kufu ni oko boloro gege ni owo. A la orun kami ani ko fawole, ko fe wale ni ya koko, ani ya koko ni oko bolori ori okan, ori ni tío to walori ori tapiko ni ori te pega ni ara te beni orisa ori ate teniran ori lokun, ori ni senita pita te owo, ori a beni orisa, ori ate teniran, amure ori ewe baona, di papun ori ate te, adia fun ori ate te ori owo, ni seniba walanche, ni seniba waloro, oño la lloro, ño la lloro, orini di odo wa dar ori wache, yorita biguna, oni di abawaloche, ye ori apere antes de venir orisa, ori ate teninan ori lokun. This is a brief and short prayer of Ori to align your Ori. Ori ateten ibano Ori loku. Ori ateten ibano mi owo. Ori loku Ori ni de. Ori ni senita fia date owo. Ori ti senita tekpa ileke orisa. Kos orisa ni oto dani belejin Ori eni. Kos orisa ti dani belejin owo. Eniti kobon eniti kodaye. Ori lo wodabe Ori lo mi. Ori lo wori belate teniran ori obo wolache. Emi majo ni olo ni omo fori bale folorun ire bobo manwa fa bale ni ori mi daye. Engoku mo ire bobo ni temi engoku mo labi. Ori sang mi, ori sang mi. Ori sang igede, ori sang igede. Ori atang sang mi kini owolowo. Ori atang sang mi king bi. Ibimole mio, orioto minikana, orioto mikiniaya, orioto samikiniaya, orioto samikini kole mole si kole volorum, orisa mio lo majiki waning mope, irome mopeo, oria wowe a wobemi, oria wowe a webomani, oria wowe a wetomani, oria wowe a wetomani, bachotu aka, otuakani okekeni oko boyo ni lage oriasheni abashe ile iburuku ni oko ile iburuku ni kokoko ni akabawaya ene ikakobowoyo ni abawaya ile ratio ride ibukumbache ibukumbami ibukungori ibukun kansasa o kansasa ellos los difafun ewoyo koko bio koyo inchela bemu ojikidi orieni basegun owo ye odidi kirimu awori O didi kirimua dan fun an wogoloroni. Ori belo bere o unikan. E boni woni goche. O bebolo rubo juwa. O juwa bori duro. Kere kere. Ori misai deleni. Kere kere. Eniwa bori duro. Kere kere muwa. Kere kere muwa. Kere kere oriwa. Ori misai deleni. O didi kirimu kirimu. Awoni o colori. Yeah, it been loyal, it been loyal. It been loyal, it been loyal. Ti yo yeleti conicu. Esto es lo que yo me rezo todos los días. Me rezo esto a las 6 de la mañana para alinear mi ori con una jicarita de agua. Todo este rezo que en realidad es un rezo contigo. This prayer is not alone. I pray that every day at 6 o'clock in the morning to align my ori and connect direct to Irumoles. Irumoleti, yo yele kobobo, colorio kobobo. And in my schools, that's how you learn this in my schools. When to pray, what day to pray, at what time to pray, and the moment that you have to pray with translations and everything. Ibin kolobo, ikibeleje, omo, wolo colori, okutan sampe, omo, alamaseye. Owoni ababim bamerun. Abima merun jere jere owun owo kito yo wo. Ikimi ogiriyan giriyan. Maje giriyan giriyan. Maje boso nulo wore. Àwọn tí ṣẹ́gun ọwọ́ ọ̀tá. Àwọn tí ṣẹ́gun ọwọ́ ọ̀tá ilé. Àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣẹ́gun ọ̀tá. Ìṣẹ́gun ọ̀tá kò sóhun tí yóò fa ìbẹ̀rù ọ̀tá. Ìbẹ̀rù ìfà ìkẹ́bẹ̀rù ní ọkọ̀ bọ́lí òrìṣà ikú. Òrìṣà ikú arata bíi ti ní ọmọ. Òrìṣà orílẹ̀, òrìṣà ìlú, òrìṣà ìdílé, òrìṣà orí. Àwọn tó sọ títọ́ èmi jí ọ̀rọ̀ kó bọ́ra kó rọ́kọ̀ bá wọrí ẹni àtítọ́ ní ọ̀bọ̀rọ̀ṣẹ́. Orí àwẹ̀bọ̀ máa mọ́, orí àwẹ̀bọ̀ máa mọ́. Orí àwọn yigi àwọn tẹ̀bọ̀ máa mọ́, yigi ọ̀tẹ̀wọ̀ máa mọ́. Àdìfọ̀ wọ́lọ́ ní ọkọ̀ bọ́lá ayé orí ọkọ̀ bọ́ bẹ́lá bú. Àdìfà fún ọbẹ̀ ni àdìfà fọyẹ kúkúkú oyè jẹjẹ ikú ní ọkọ bọlọbẹ ìwọ̀rì ọ̀dí ní ọkọ lọ́bàrà ní ọkọ bọ́lájẹ oyigi ọ̀tá omi oyigi ọ̀tá omi oyigi ọ̀tá omi oyigi ọ̀tá omi oyigi àgbàdọ̀rìṣà ní máa sin ọkùn máa oyigi ọ̀tọ̀ bioma rere. Lowo bere bere lowo rio so tami ono coche bere were lowo so mi ni obode taku lo dore si bo ni oko barare o un boile taku ase mi de ire taku arani oko bolonia no taku ni mo wala ye o taku ire leolo dumare taku. You know, today I was speaking. No, yesterday on Friday, I was talking to my students. About ire or wo. What do you guys understand by ire or wo? Talk to me, guys. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes entienden by ire o wo? What do you guys understand by ire o wo? On you can says blessings of fortune. Ire o wo. Where does the odun ire o wo manifest? Where is the odun of Erin the Lagoon, the odun of Ifa, where ire o wo cast divination? ¿Dónde es que nace el ire o wo? ¿Y qué significa ire o wo? People say ire of money, blessings of money. Nope. Try one more time. So for those of you that have been on the live for a while, that have been here on the live for more than an hour, Did you guys like the? Be honest, guys. Y'all not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I'm a grown ass man. How did you guys like the content of the live? Is my English? It's all right. It's better. I mean, my English is not gonna get better in a week. But how did you guys see the flow of today's live? Am I doing all right? Should I keep doing it? Did you guys like the content of tonight? Is when you get the best audio alignment, perhaps soft beat. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel's name is Davidalaaggayu. Blessings to everyone. Thank you, Isel. Doctor Tata Enki Simalongo. Obangate Davi Alangayu. Davi Alangayu. Davi Alangayu. Davi Alangayu. Thank you, Onyokan. But guess what? You can watch the live all over from the beginning tomorrow morning. I strongly recommend you to watch this live. You're going to love it. Hueso siete rayos, Aggayu. Hueso siete rayos, Aggayu. Quince malongo. Hueso siete rayos, Aggayu. Hueso siete rayos, Aggayu. Well, if you miss my life, you're not gonna miss them anymore because I'm gonna do live every day, Alexis. Perfect, man. Perfect. And quince malongo. And quince malongo. Guys, you can follow this. I'm inviting you guys to follow my TikTok page, TikTok channel, TikTok account. That's how they call it. So tomorrow you can get the notification from TikTok when I start my live, and you will not miss the live. And can say malongo. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba.